Hurricane Sally set to slam into the U.S., the third hurricane to hit the Gulf Coast this season alone.
In Pensacola, a storm surge of more than 5.5 feet lifting this barge up and dumping into a backyard.
I think the real unique impact of Sally was it was a Category 2 storm, but it was a storm that did not move very quickly.
It takes years for cities and communities to rebuild from major storms, and 3 years later, Pensacola is still recovering.
This is my house. It was built in 1918. All the wood, except for the frames around the window and a few of the boards on the bottom, are the original heart pine, and it's pretty incredible.
Gloria, a local environmental activist, has owned her home in the Tanyard neighborhood of Pensacola since 2016.
During Sally, the water came up to the windows. There was 4 feet in my house, and then the National Guard came in and rescued me and my dog. And as we're going outside, we could see the white capping coming over my fence.
Gloria is fighting to keep her house. After fixing damage from Sally, her home regularly floods during rainstorms. Through the city, she's applied for funding from FEMA to have her home raised above a manageable flood level, but FEMA has not yet made a decision.
I was just fixing up the inside and redoing the outside when we were hit again. And that's where I sit now, in a gutted house again. And the only thing that can be done for me to stay in this home safely is to have it raised. And I could stay in the neighborhood that I love.
In Pensacola, infrastructure needs to be repaired, homes need to be fixed, and the annual threat of future hurricanes needs to be addressed. Mayor D.C. Reeves picked up Hurricane Sally recovery in 2022 from his predecessor, Mayor Grover Robinson.
We have to be ready. We have no choice. And I think in addition to that, we have to look at other measures that we can do, not just wait until a hurricane's in the Gulf. Our stormwater, has become certainly a major issue and a major priority for us is how do we mitigate stormwater every day, not just waiting on that hurricane. We've got some aging infrastructure that needs to be replaced in that front.
Are they prepared? I would say they're no more prepared than any other city in America, and that's overall a pretty low level of preparedness. We don't see improved land use and zoning decisions to mitigate risk. We don't see anything higher standards associated with building and construction standards.
We have to have a bigger emphasis on it because we know it's a need and we know that our citizens have felt the pain of this. So we can't start working on stormwater when there's a hurricane in the Gulf. We got to start working on stormwater every day, and that's something that we're doing.
Since Sally, the median home value in Pensacola has gone up 31% for existing homes and 47% for new construction. Gloria's neighborhood is peppered with new construction. A field behind her house that she says helped absorb stormwater has been developed into homes.
We're fighting a losing battle. What I've done to mitigate it for myself is I put up this silt fencing. I said, well, there'll be good sandbags. And they're not too happy about the way it looks.
According to the city, the development complies with all flood damage prevention ordinance and the provisions in the Florida Building Code.
We try to navigate that and make sure that we respect the property owner's rights and we respect the want and the need to continue to see our community grow and thrive.
As Pensacola finds itself in a period of growth, the city has to ensure that both developers and homeowners can rely on the city's infrastructure as stronger storms become more common.
The city's got to play an active role. What role can we play to ensure that we preserve the authenticity of the neighborhood, not just bring something new that's good for everyone, but to be as mindful of that as possible.
The city is currently working on a new waterfront walkway and rethinking Bruce Beach with a brand new park along the water. In 2022, 3.4 million Americans were displaced by natural disasters. 12% didn't return for at least 6 months, and 16% never returned at all.
You know, a mayor in South Florida once told me that the true mark of climate leadership is being able to let people down in increments that they can absorb. Because there's not enough money and resources to have universal climate adaptation and resilience. In many cases, this is part of adaptation. Many households may be better off if you can help them move somewhere where they can afford.
On average, nationwide, premium home insurance rates are up roughly 21% since 2015. But in Florida, they're up 57%.
My mortgage is now 3 times higher than when I bought the house because of home insurance and flood insurance.
In July 2023, Governor Ron DeSantis awarded $187 million to the Florida Panhandle for Sally recovery.
$55 million all in told tied to Hurricane Sally in one shape or another, be it infrastructure or things like the repair and replacement program. That's $55 million being injected to help mitigate some of these negative impacts of Sally.
Pensacola was awarded $5.8 million to repair homes damaged by Hurricane Sally.
That $5.8 million will be a direct injection to people who were negatively impacted by our last hurricane and who need it the most.
The storms are coming in faster than we can recover from them. In only the last 20 years, the U.S. has suffered 17 of its 19 costliest hurricanes. It's been 3 years and funding is still coming in from the state, and FEMA still hasn't decided if Gloria or any of the other applicants from fiscal year 2021 qualify for the Flood Mitigation Assistance Grant Program.
Many communities across the United States, they're going to have to be strategic about where they invest and where they disinvest, how they invest in infrastructure.
It's not safe. It's not safe. And I don't want to wake up again and stand up and have water up to my hips. I've already lost everything, so I'm going to move back in, but I'm not going to do anything, except every time it rains, drive away. Then come back to see what happens.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.